not for the first time that evening, the beginning of an ache that could get a man in trouble. Chapter 3. Postcards and Port Calls. In port after port, the ship shed its stiff collars and brightened like a face in sunlight. In Cartagena, Lila bought postcards painted with boats so simple a child could have drawn them. She wrote to a city where she wasn't, signing each card with a name that wasn't hers. She wrote about afternoon rain and a café that tasted like oranges. She wrote because words sent over water can keep people tethered. Maris, meanwhile, kept her own kind of vigil. She hid in plain sight, renting a room across from Adrian's office and reading newspapers she never would have read otherwise. She watched him leave, watched him return, watched him pass the florist without a second look. She hated herself a little for wanting him to fail her, and loved herself a little for giving him the chance not to. Adrian, for all his faults, was not a villain. He was a man too practiced at being needed and not practiced enough at needing back. He arranged meetings and ate lunches and stared too long at the door of the jeweler's without going in. When a mutual friend told him a reliable investigator had agreed to ensure his wife's good time did not become headline fodder, Adrian nodded and handed over an envelope of careful bills, not to catch his wife, but to prove to himself that nothing shameful would be found. On the ship, Lila and Theo collected stories about other passengers. The widower who cooked in his head and made everyone hungry with his descriptions. The woman in blue who danced like autumn leaves. The child who slept in the deck chair, open mouth, trusting the ocean not to steal any dreams. All of it formed a kind of floating city, a place that held its own believable rules. When the ship anchored at a small island known more in postcards than in maps, Lila and Theo walked past sunburned tourists to a chapel painted the exact color of the morning. They did not go inside. Instead, they sat on the steps and shared fresh bread, tearing it in careful halves. If I say they were happy then, understand I mean the brave sort of happiness that keeps one eye on the time. Back aboard, letters crossed like rigs, Maris to the ship and to a woman with her name, Lila to the city where she wished someone would find her song, Theo to a post office box that only he had the key for, Adrian to the future where he hoped to deliver something that might explain what he could not say in person. Happiness makes people honest. Honesty makes secrets impossible to carry. So the sea, patient as a librarian, waited for the return of overdue truths.